Happy Monday, everybody. I hope you had a great weekend. I hope that everything is going fantastic. Everything's going great here, or as well as it can be. I'm not going to complain. Nobody listens. Hey, look, today we're going to talk about this is basically a riddle. What do you get when you get a bunch of famous movie stars that are great actors, and you give them one of the worst scripts on the planet? Do you have a banger hit out of it, or a piece of trash? Don't go anywhere. You're going to find out in just a minute. We'll be right back.
Previously on the Nerdy Ronin Network.
Did nobody watch it and go, oh? Happy Monday. That's right. The new work week has begun, and we are going to kick it off right with a brain teaser, a question for you. But we'll get to it. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we appreciate each and every one of you, new subscribers, old subscribers. Thank you all for being here. In the description down below are things we like and use with some promo codes to save you some of your hard-earned cash. And you should check it out. Maybe you'll find some good coffee. Hint, hint, you will find some good coffee. All right. So, Nerdy Wife and I sat down to watch a movie that I've seen once, but didn't remember anything about it. I don't know if I had even watched the whole thing, but I was fully aware of it, but I hadn't seen it since it came out. All right? Because I was struggling to find something to watch that would be worthy of a review on this beautiful Monday. So I picked a Coen Brothers film. I generally like Coen Brothers films, and I was kind of like, okay, can't be bad, right? An hour and a half later, Nerdy Wife and I look at each other as the credits roll and agree that this is the dumbest, stupidest, nonsense movie we've ever seen. So let's get into it. Burn after reading. If I were them, I would have named it Burn Before Watching. 2008, rated R, hour and 36 minutes. And I already know there's going to be a huge swath of people that think this is the greatest film since sliced bread because it's a Coen Brothers film, or because Brad Pitt's in it, or because George Clooney's in it, or whatever. I'm sorry, you would be wrong. A disc containing mysterious information from a CIA agent ends up in the hands of two idiots who are gym employees, and they attempt to sell it so that one of them can get plastic surgery because they're not happy with how they look. That's right. Whole point. Directed by Ethan and Joel Coen, written by Ethan and Joel Coen, starring Brad Pitt, Frances McDormand, George Clooney, and a plethora of others. Let's start at the beginning here, ladies and gentlemen. The actors in this movie are top tier. You're not going to find a single bad actor, for the most part, in this movie. And they do a great job. This is well acted, well executed, shot well, and none of the actors do a bad job. Masterclass in acting. But I gotta tell you, this is the dumbest story ever. The moral of this story is basically do a bunch of bad things and you'll win. And that's if there even is a moral to this, but it seems to be. It makes it makes the CIA look completely ridiculous, which, sure, I mean, that's believable. But basically, because two idiots pick up somebody else's property and then try to use it to gain from it, lots of people die, lots of people get hurt, all because one person needs plastic surgery to reinvent themselves because they're unhappy with how they look. Could you be any more Hollywood? Nobody in this movie, with the exception of maybe one person, was good. Everybody's sleeping with somebody, messing around on their husband, wife, whatever. There's it's there's some there's quite a bit of sexual scenes. I don't think there was any necessary nudity, but there is some extremely graphic sexual items that are shown. It's got a ton of language, a huge amount of violence, absurd. It just didn't make I've struggled all day to make this video because I had nothing good to say about this movie. And I guess it gives you the question. If you hire the best actors you can, but you give them a mediocre to subpar script, do you get a good movie? Now here's the thing. Before I started this video, I looked through the trivia about this movie. And the Coen brothers were writing this the same time they were writing No Country for Old Men, and they were alternating days as they wrote. And I would say that's a point to No Country for Old Men was great, but not perfect by any means, and the ending was kind of there were things wrong with that too. So maybe you should focus on one project and write that, and you might end up doing something great. So were they distracted because they were trying to write two different things at the same time? Maybe, because I would even say, as good as No Country for Old Men is, there's some spectacular misses in that. And this whole movie is a miss, but with great actors. So, I mean, John Malkovich, Tilda Swinton, Francis McDormand, George Clooney, Brad Pitt, it sounds like a win off the bat. The Coen brothers. How do you fail this spectacularly? They're still working, right? Oh, yeah. Because I would put them in director jail based on this movie. The story made no sense. A big percentage of the characters made no sense. And the ending just, it's poof, it's over and nothing is resolved. And the worst person, you could argue, the worst person in the movie wins in the end. Because in this movie, our government agency just wants it to be done with. So they pay somebody off. If you have not seen this movie, don't bother. It truly is that awful. I was dumbfounded at just how awful the story was. But I get it. When you are known for writing great banger hits, time and time again, you're going to have some misses. M. Night Shyamalan or Shalamani or Shalamahan, whatever his name is, just brought out Trapped or Trap or whatever. I mean, if you look at his history of movies, he's got some huge hits and some huge misses. So, I mean, it's going to happen. You're going to fail. But you tell me, have you seen this movie? Did you enjoy it? If you could look at it honestly, the story, was it worth the hour and a half you spent watching it? Did you feel satisfied at the end? Like, oh, that was really entertaining. Would you watch it a second time? Let me know in the comments down below. All right, I'm going to go. Starting my week off right. I'm already irritated. But we're glad to have you here, and we appreciate you being here. All right, from Michael, the microphone, Bob, squeaky chair in the back, and this big fat nerd. We will see you on Hump Day.